Hey, what's up guys? It's Jonathan with Rev Free Moto. It is 49 degrees in January here in Virginia, and there is still quite a bit of snow and ice still out here on the ground, but I have not been able to ride at all this year, and so I'm going to get out and go for a ride. I hope you can join me. Let's go.
All right, we are currently in Keswick, Virginia, right outside the South Plains Presbyterian Church. And I think it's a little cooler than I thought it was out here. Do a quick walk around of the Lowrider ST. This is my first ride of 2025, and it's the roads are pretty good, mostly a little bit of snow melt going on. As long as I'm staying off the back roads and staying away from large amounts of snow melt, I'm pretty good to go. But the new Sonic the Hedgehog primary or derby cover there is looking really good. The new crash bars from Original Garage Moto, really liking the looks of those. So let's go ahead and roll out. Some people ask, why do I always get on from the high side of the bike, the right side of the bike? And that's just an old habit from when I was a motorcycle officer for a few years. We trained to do that. Also trained to put the right foot down, just in case, I guess you ever had a large vehicle that was about to run into the back of you at an intersection, or if you needed to take off in a hurry, your right foot was down and your left foot was on the shifter, so you could shift into gear and go really quick if you had to. But why I get on from the high side is I can cover the brake, and I can also have access to my firearm as a police officer if I need to, so it's for safety. But holding the brake as you get on and as you get on and off from the high side, if the motorcycle falls, like if you forget to put the kickstand down or something happens with the kickstand, it's going to fall away from you. You're also stepping on and off the bike away from traffic. So if you were to dismount on the left or get on the left, then you're closer to traffic. So I guess those are some of the things that we train, and old habits die hard, so I always mount from the right side and dismount from the right side. As you can see, there is a sea of gravel over here, so gotta really make sure I'm not using my super thick padded gloves today, so I'm gonna be a little extra cautious, keeping power to the rear wheel, working the friction zone, using the rear brake to keep me stable. But yeah, it's really excited to get out. I have not ridden at all in 2025. Here it is, January 17th, as of the recording of this video. And it's chilly. It's chilly out today, but it's warmer than it has been, so I'm going to take the opportunity to go for a quick ride. And I wanted to talk about New Year resolutions. So I wasn't sure if any of you have set any New Year's resolutions. It's not something that I usually do. I feel like, they're kind of overrated and kind of silly. If you're going to change, you don't need to wait for the new year to do it, right? But two things that I'm trying to resolve for this year, for 2025, if I'm gonna make some New Year's resolutions, number one is gonna be to eat less ice cream. I know that's kind of funny, but that is like, ever since I quit drinking 9.5 years ago, ice cream has always been my favorite treat. I think that started in childhood, and who doesn't love ice cream, right? But man, when I get stressed, like, it's every night I'm eating a bowl of ice cream. And now I'll make sure that I work out extra so I can not get fat, but it's probably not good to eat so much ice cream. So maybe I'm not really sure how I'm going to do it, because here it is, January 17th, and I haven't really started this resolution yet. So maybe my resolution will be to start my New Year's resolutions for 2025 in 2026. Does that sound like a good resolution? But that'll be probably something that I need to work on, is trying to cut down on the sweets. Definitely have a sweet tooth. Like, every time I go, every time I go to get lunch and stuff like that, like if I go to Jimmy John's, get a sandwich, a lot of times almost every time actually, this is like confession time, I'll order a chocolate chip cookie to go with it, you know. And if you ever look at the chocolate chip cookie from Jimmy John's, it's 410 calories, and yet I still continue to get it. I need to turn these grips up. I turned them off just not to have a draw on the bike when I started it. I worry about them sucking down the battery of the bike even when it's off. But yeah, so 410 calories for a chocolate chip cookie from, they're big chocolate chip cookies, but from Jimmy John's. Yeah, I really need to cut down on my sweets. It's like the only thing I have left. Gave up drinking, gave up tobacco, all I have is sugar. So sugar and coffee. That's another thing I should probably cut down on, but coffee is something I'm not willing to compromise. And the other New Year's resolution for me is I really need to try to watch my language and curse less. And you know, people may think I'm like, if you've watched my YouTube channel, I don't curse a lot, and maybe compared to some other people, I don't curse a lot. But as a first responder, it's almost like, you know, the military. Like, there's a lot of foul language used in my profession, and I think that's not just first responders and military. It's other professions too, like construction and, you know, stuff like that. And maybe, I don't know, what do you work in? You know, do you feel like there's a lot of foul language used in where you work? You know, I know that in places of business, like very professional office spaces, it's not professional to use that kind of language, but a lot of times it's a coping mechanism to use foul language. And, you know, it's not the end of the world, but it's something that I'd like to clean up. I want to be a good example for my family, for my children, and to those who work with me. So I want to make sure that I'm not cursing too much. I need to really watch these curves on these roads, because, you know, riding after a fresh, I mean, this snow came down probably 2 weeks ago, or 10 days ago at least, but there's still a lot of sand on the road, a lot of salt on the road, and you never know, you might pop around one of these corners and there might be something you have to react to. So I'm trying to take it easy a little bit. I don't know this road super well, so it's beautiful though. So those are probably my two resolutions for 2025, is cut down on the ice cream, cut down on the sweets a little bit, and also cut back on the cursing. Try not to curse. You know, resolutions are great, you know, but life change is ultimately your own decision. So I'd love to know in the comments, like, what are your resolutions for 2025? Have you thought about this? Is this something that you think is stupid or silly? Is this you feel like it's a waste of time to make resolutions because you can never keep them? Because I feel like that's true for a lot of people. It's like the gym in January, right after New Year's. If you go to the gym regularly, there's always that January rush where right after New Year's, there's like, you know, December 31st is like nobody in the gym. January 1st, January 2nd, there's like 10,000 people in the gym that you've never seen before, and good on them, they're trying to change, but give it a couple weeks and it'll be a ghost town again, you know. So it happens every year, and you know, people are creatures of habit. It takes I think I read it takes 30 days to make or break a habit, so if you're trying to get into an exercise routine, it can take a while to get used to it, to get used to that habit. But I'd love to know your thoughts. What are you guys doing for your New Year's resolutions? Or do you have any good resolutions that you're working on? And is there anything that, you know, is particularly difficult for you to you know, to quit or to stop doing or to start doing? Maybe you're trying to start exercising or something like that. Maybe you resolve to learn how to ride a motorcycle, to buy a Harley Davidson. I don't know. So I'd love to hear what's going on in your world. Let me know in the comments. Lastly, before that's pretty, that's cool. Before I end the video, I just wanted to say that I did get some pictures, a couple of pictures. I'll throw up a couple of those of the 2024 Janus Halcyon 450, which is the new motorcycle that's coming to this channel. I put a deposit down on it, and I'm not getting rid of the Harley Davidson or anything like that. See, like, look at all that crap. I don't want to go on that road. Not getting rid of the Harley. This is going to be a second motorcycle added to the channel, and I am making payments on it, and I'm making payments on this one too. So luckily the Halcyon 450 is not a real expensive motorcycle, but it is certainly a beautiful work of art. So hopefully, you know, throwing up a couple of these pictures of it in the build process, showing on the build stand and everything like that. Man, this is a mess. Woo! Getting this out of my system. I'm gonna park this baby. We've got some more snow coming in a couple of days, so this is my one window to get out and ride a little bit before there's more snow on the ground and I can't ride again. So gotta get out here and do all I can. Help me survive mentally, help me with my my head space, help me to de-stress a little bit. And this actually is such a beautiful road to be riding on. I love the views with the snow covered ground, and you can see patches of snow melted away here and there, and that with the sunset is a really pretty contrast. So let me know what you think of the Janus Halcyon 450. Have you ever heard of a Janus motorcycle? Do you think I'm crazy? I really am excited about getting this this bike. It's such a beautiful motorcycle, and it's going to be so different than this Harley Davidson. So different. 350, 360 pound wet weight on the Halcyon 450. This bike is 720 pounds, I think, wet weight. And then you're talking the Halcyon 450 is 30 horsepower. This one's like 100 something horsepower. But the power to weight ratio of the Halcyon 450, according to the Janus Motorcycles company owner, the power to weight ratio of the Halcyon 450 is the same as an iron 883 Sportster Harley Davidson. So I actually looked up the 0 to 60 times on a Iron 883, which has 54, 55 horsepower, something like that, and weighs in the 550 pound range. And the 0 to 60 time on the Iron 883 is somewhere around 6-7 seconds, I think. So I'm interested to see if the Halcyon, the Janus Halcyon 450, will have a similar 0 to 60 time. So obviously it's not going to be a rocket ship. You're not getting it for that. But I'm really excited to bring that to the channel and to show to all of you. Alright guys, well thanks so much for joining me today on this quick little ride out into the countryside to clear my head and to talk about some of the New Year's resolutions that I have planned for 2025. So wish me luck, pray for me, hopefully it'll go well. Let me know what you're doing, and pray that I get home safely, because this is some sketchy riding conditions out here. Could be worse, but definitely sticking to the main roads. Alright guys, if you haven't subscribed to Rev Free Moto, please consider becoming a subscriber and give this video a like. That really helps me out. I really appreciate you. Love you all. God bless, and we'll see you in the next video. I'm going to let the camera roll for a little bit because I'm turning towards the sunset, and I just think it's going to be a really beautiful sunset heading south on this road here. We'll see you in the next video. Tell you a little story I thought was really funny. My daughter and I were riding through here, see all these cows out here, right? The other day, and there was a little bit more snow on the ground. My daughter, I have 3 children, 15-year-old daughter, 8-year-old son, and 4-year-old daughter. It was just me and my 4-year-old daughter riding together through this area, this beautiful countryside, the snow covering the fields and the hillsides. Just amazing. And we looked out the window, and I saw all these cows in a snow-covered field. And I said to my daughter, my 4-year-old daughter, I said, "Look, you see those cows? down in the field in all that snow. I said, they're making ice cream. And she's in the back seat in her car seat, and you can hear the wheels turn. You can hear the wheels turning in her mind. And it's quiet for a few seconds, and then she says, look at all these silos. She says, she's thinking about it, you know, and she says, Daddy, are they really making ice cream? And I couldn't keep on with the story any longer after that. I felt bad, and I said, no, they're not. That's not really how ice cream's made, but ice cream is made from milk and sugar and ice, and so you can make ice cream. You could make ice cream with snow and sugar and milk. And anyway, she thought for a second longer, and she just started cracking up. She was like, I don't know if it was a real laugh or not, but it was the funniest. Like, it was such a cool moment to be able to share that with her, because, you know, the mind of a child, the wonder inside a child's mind, and they don't know, you know, that cows don't really just make ice cream when it's cold out, you know. But she thought that was I'd said, Daddy's just being silly, you know. She just thought that was the best thing she had ever heard. She cracked up about that, told everybody about it for at least a day or two. So I just thought I would share that with you guys. It was a pretty cool moment, and those kind of moments, you remember them forever. So make sure that you remember the moments in your life and live in the moment to the best of your ability. But thanks for listening. If you hung on and you were still watching, you got to kind of hear that bonus content, if you want to call it that. All right, God bless, guys. Appreciate you. We'll see you in the next one.